Yo, is the audio working all right? Yo, welcome to Keita Auto. We're not doing a Sunday car talk because it's not Sunday, it's Monday. But let me mute myself. But today we're doing a Monday car talk. But I couldn't get a talk, in yesterday. The whole day I was kind of like deciding on what topics I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't really come up with any. And then I kind of got a little busy, so I wasn't able to do that. But got a couple topics for us to talk about today. But first of all, I want to know how you guys are doing. Like I said, I'm trying to make this something that we do on a normal basis. Um, but please make sure you follow me on Facebook. Follow me on YouTube, of course. I'm streaming more. I'm doing a lot more ACC right now. I'm focusing on the LFM, the low fuel motorsports license. I'm trying to get my rookie's license, but for some odd reason, at Snitterton, I can't seem to get an average of 150. The lowest I've gotten was a 151, um, and it sucks. It sucks, but I've been trying. Trying to get my times down. I got it to a 150, but it's only one time I hit a 150. My average time has been like a 152, 151, but I'll get it together. I will get it together. We're gonna let a couple more people pile in. Make sure you hit the like button, please. Just a second. All right. So the first question that we have today is, what would be your dream job in motorsports? Now, this is something I thought about for a very long time. Generally speaking, we always think that when it comes to motorsports, the first job that we think about is being a driver. Um, I mean, of course, like in motorsports, you want to be a race car driver. There's a lot of advantages to that. You get to drive a very fast car. Your adrenaline's always pumping. You get all the girls. You're recognized worldwide. You know, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to be a driver. But I want to take it to another side. What would be your dream job in motorsports outside of being a driver? And I asked myself that question. And for me, the answer would be, for me, I want to be an engineer. I think dealing with the cars, trying to just test out a lot of things to see how this car can be faster than that car, just constantly testing over and over and over just to achieve the most out of a car. That's something that I would like to do on a daily basis. I think that's pretty fun, and not to mention, I feel like you have a lot of longevity within that. I feel like being a driver, maybe you might get burnt out a little bit more. Just going from team to team, or maybe with a team that's not really performing up to your capabilities. Ferrari. um, or maybe you're with a team that's like kind of like stressing you out in that sense. But I kind of felt like maybe being a driver might stress you out over the long run, and being an engineer might be something that you can kind of do for a very long time, as long as your mind is capable of doing it. That's what I first thought. But I think an engineer would be good for me, because when I think back at it, I think back on it, when I was in middle school, outside of being a race car driver, I really wanted to be an engineer. But what kept me from being an engineer was the fact that I was very scared of math, and I was scared of science, and I didn't really want to apply myself to learning the techniques to get certain problems done or solved within math and science. And that was my problem. Make sure you guys pile in, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button if you can. Also, you can donate to my Streamlabs. It's in the description, or you can send money to my PayPal at keitaauto at gmail.com. But for me, I always wanted to be an engineer, um, a mechanical engineer, something like Adrian Newey. I always wanted to do that. It's just the it's just something about the realm of knowing the inner workings of a car, and people knowing that you're the person that built this car. I feel like that lasts longer than any other position in motorsports, in my opinion. You know, of course, outside of the driver, I think it lasts longer. Like being a team boss, it lasts for a little bit of time. But to be honest with you, I feel like Adrian Newey will probably be known longer and for greater things than Christian Horner will be. Yo, what up, big discussions, man? I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining, man. But I think Adrian Newey will be known longer than Christian Horner, just because Adrian Newey has a lot of great inventions under his belts. He's proved that innovation is something that can be taken to the stratospheres. You know what I'm saying? It can be taken out of space, left there and then brought back to Earth, and then you know remixed again, and then take it back out there and bring it back. So when you look at that, I think for me it would be an engineer, and then next to that, it would probably be a team boss. Um, Somebody I really look up to is Ross Braun. I was reading his book. I haven't finished this book. I'm kind of like a quarter done with it. I actually have the audio book that I was reading on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have listened to that, but you should. I kind of stopped, recording that. I do need to get back on that. But I like Ross Braun. I like his business mindset. He's a very forward-thinking man. Um, and what I realized is that being a team boss, it prepares you for every aspect of life. You know, I feel like if you're a great team boss, especially when it comes to motorsports, where a lot of times the circumstances dictate how your car is going to perform, right? Um, I think if you can excel in that, then you can apply that to your life as far as being a father, a better father, or a great father, or whatever. You can apply that in business. Just a second. You can apply that in business. There's so many avenues that you can apply being a team boss, because it's basically being a CEO of a car that's moving close to 200 miles per hour. Not to mention, if you're a team boss for like a brand like Mercedes or Ferrari, you will be seen on a worldwide level. And I think that'll go with you all across the board. But I think that really would benefit you. I think third for me, considering the fact that I come from photography and videography, I've always kind of wanted to be a photographer for teams, to where I would handle a lot of the media coverage, as far as like the social media footage that I would shoot. posting it to Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But I think that's something I would really like, because now that I think about it, when I watch a lot of the Drive to Survive, I always find myself like going back to the shots where they're doing like the headshots of the drivers and stuff, and they always have the photographers there. I always find myself pausing and then rewinding just to see what they're shooting and like look at the programs that they're using on their computer and stuff like that. I always find myself going back there and looking at that. But I know that's something I would be very, very interested in doing that. But I know for me, so it'd be those three things. Number one, it'd be an engineer. Number two, it'd be a team boss, and number three, it would be a photographer. Um, I think those things would be pretty fun. Um, as far as leisure and having more freedom to be who I am, I think the photographer route would be the best route. And I'll tell you why. Of course, being an engineer, you're stuck on a team. So you're kind of harnessed by what the team wants of you and what they're trying to achieve within the project pipeline. So you're kind of stuck, doing what they want to do. But ultimately, you have the overall view of how the car should perform, as long as it's performing and delivering the results that need to be delivered. A team boss, we all know what that is. You have to perform and you have to be good. So it's kind of cutthroat on that end. Um, a photographer, I feel like it'd be a lot of freedom. I feel like I could just see myself being on the pit lane and just snapping away, taking photos and then uploading, going over there, talking with them, taking photos. If I have a quota of 100 photos, take my 100 photos and go chill, blah blah blah, do this. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at like the photographer route, it seems like that would be pretty cool. Um, and then not to mention like the time off. Like so when the race is off, like you could just it seems like you could just go hang out and just explore the city. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube. I think his name is Elam Kylum or something like that. But I think he's a photographer too. Um, Also, guys, let me know in the chat if the sound is okay. If it's not okay, then please tell me so I can make the changes now. Because, like I said, this is my only second time doing the StreamYard, so I'm kind of new to it. But it's a guy named Elam Kylum or something. I don't know, whatever. He's a bald white guy, but he's a photographer. But his lifestyle seems really cool. He's in very expensive hotels, just traveling around. He's on yachts, and he's a photographer. But he also runs a marketing company as well, and I really look up to that. Um, but I think as far as like the freedom side and the freedom to be who I am artistically, the photographer side would be really cool. Now, overall, for a lasting effect, I appreciate that big discussion, man. Overall, for a lasting effect, the engineer side, hands down, that would be something that I would see, something that would be something that'd be really cool to do. But overall, though, you guys let me know in the comments, man, what would be your dream job if you were in motorsports? And we're not talking about being a driver because everybody's going to say a driver, right? We're talking about outside of being a driver because there's probably a lot of jobs that within motorsports that I'm not thinking about. Um, Pit crew. I really don't think I would want to be a pit crew. I feel like my knees would have been given, they would have gave out by now. but but the one thing about being a pit crew guy is you would be in shape. You would be in shape a lot. That's one thing I know. But outside of that, I know that is my dream job. Overall would just be it would just be me being an engineer. But I got one more. I got one more topic. Then we're just gonna leave it for open discussion. Just on anything that's been going on in motorsports this week. But just a second. Just a second, guys. So then the next thing is, what car culture across the world are you interested in? Now, I'm really curious to see what you guys say about this. And say you don't join the stream, put this in the comments too. What car culture across the world you're interested in? See, for me, I grew up on Japanese cars, right? So, off top, my dream car is a 2001 Toyota Supra VVTi, right-hand drive. I've always wanted that car, um, mainly because it comes with the VVTi 2JZ. I really would love to have that car, but it's just something about the Japanese car culture of the 90s. It was the golden era. Um, every single car company was like hitting the nail. You know what I'm saying? Like Honda, like with their VTECs coming off the 80s, like they were just really hitting it, just nailing it. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Integras, the NSXs, you know what I'm saying? Like the Preludes, like they had a bunch of cars that were affordable, but they were fun. The Civics. Now, I'm very surprised that I'm actually giving Honda praise because I've been a Toyota guy my whole life. But as I've gotten older, I started to mature in that area and realize that I can respect and what's the word? Respect Honda for what they have done because Honda has done a lot of things within the motorsports industry. But yeah, for me, it was always Toyota, man, because like I just feel like a Toyotas were heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? You had Toyota Supras, Toyota Sorors, slash Lexus SC300s. You know what I'm saying? Lexus GS300 slash Toyota Aristos, Toyota Altezza slash Lexus IS300s, Toyota MR2s, Toyota Corollas, AE86s. Like you couldn't touch Toyota. You understand what I'm saying? And then we're not gonna stay too much on Toyota because we all know they're the best car company in the world, right? But then moving over to Nissan, Nissan has so many bangers in so many levels. You know what I'm saying? At the top, you had the Godzillas, the R32s, 33s, 34s, right? Then you had the 240 SXs, the 180 SXs. You know what I'm saying? And they were all hitting at different levels to whatever you could afford. But and even like Mitsubishi with the Evos and the 3000 GTs and the Eclipse, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like like Japan had the '90s on lock. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the car culture across. I love the car culture across the world that I was really interested in was Japan. Um, Now, when it comes to like muscle cars and stuff like that, I really wasn't too much interested in muscle cars. There was a time where I was really interested in lowriders, but I think that was just because of my brother. My brother was really interested in lowriders and trucks and box Chevys and stuff like that. So when it comes to like American cars, it's not something I was really too much interested in. I do see that now here in Dallas that the now I'm talking about in Dallas, Texas, that there's a large domestic car presence. Everywhere you drive, you see souped up Mustangs, you see souped up Dodge Chargers, you see souped up Challengers and Camaros and stuff like that. Like that seems like that's the thing that's kicking over. That's kicking over. By the way, in the next 10 years, there's going to be a shitload of cheap ass Camaros, Chargers, Mustangs everywhere. It's just going to be like Honda Civics in like the early 2000s. Like you're going to be able to get them like that. Speaking of Honda Civics, you can't find them anywhere. Like I remember there was a time where I used to see Honda Civics like every single day, but now I just don't see them. You know, it's crazy. But but yeah, as far as like American cars, I'm not really too much interested in them. I'll tell you one one car culture across the world that I've been pretty interested in. One car culture that I've been pretty interested in would be German cars. Um, I really like the way they look. I like the way they're engineered. The only thing about them is, personally, as a consumer, I wouldn't drive them and I'll tell you why. Um, I don't really trust them. So I'll give you a little backstory. I was a valet one time at a Mercedes dealership, right? And one time a car technician, he pulled me to the side and he was like, "Let me tell you something. How do you think this car dealership makes their money?" I was like, "What do you mean? I mean, they sell cars. That's how they make their money." He's like, "Wrong. That's not how they make their money. They make their money through service." It's like, you see this E350 right here. You see how it has a service a service B, and a service. Hold on, just a second. He told me, you see that this E350, you see how it has service A, service B, and service C. Basically, a service A is nothing but a like a fluid change. It's basically changing your washer fluid. So therefore, when you hit the wipers, the washer fluid comes on there, so where you can clean it up. If you don't get that changed or you don't take it to the dealership, the car itself will start malfunctioning. So when that technician told me that, it put like something in my head, like, yo, I can't trust these cars. They run too much off of computer, like designated computer, like, I don't know what would be the term, terminator. Like, it's going to terminate on you if you don't do what it says, when really you don't really need a service A, because I can go in my backyard and run the water hose and put water in there, and now it's fixed. But because you don't take it to the Mercedes dealer and they reset the computer, now it's going to malfunction on you, and that's not something I'm really key of. But I love the way that Mercedes are engineered. I love the way BMW specifically are engineered. um, but outside of that, I don't think I would ever see myself really driving one. It's really, for me, like I've said, the culture across the world that I'm interested in is strictly Japan. Another one that I'm slightly interested in, but I feel like it's a little bit out of my pay range, is the Italian culture. I really like Ferraris. I like Lamborghinis. It's just, I would just have to have a large credit card with a large limit in order to support that dream. But outside of that, I mean, for me, my car culture is Japan. What about you guys? Like I said, if you're not in the stream, and you see this afterwards, please post it in the comments. Tell me what type of car culture that you're interested in. Um, but yeah, for me, it's really just strictly Japan. Um, yeah, but moving on, like, I got a few things that a few plans that I'm trying to do. So earlier in this channel, what I used to do is earlier in this channel, what I used to do was I would do sim racing on Gran Turismo. Then I moved to iRacing once I got my rig and I got my steering wheel, and I was able to actually like start streaming it on the computer. But on the side, I would always record my karting videos when I would go to the track. But I'm not really karting too much. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of times in my life, um, I'll be into something, and then it'll kind of start to fade. But then I used to panic, like, oh man, why is this fading in my life? And I would try to stick with it by any means. But I learned that I really need to stop doing that and just let things take its course. So since I feel like karting's kind of fading in my life, I think what I might do possibly, because I really don't see sim racing fading. Um, what I might do is just sell my cart. I'm gonna sell my cart and my motor, and take that money and reinvest it into my sim rig, to where I can get more parts. Yo, what up, Code Six, man? Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate you, bro. But I'm thinking about selling my cart and reinvesting it into my sim rig, so therefore I can have more updated parts and stuff like that. Because I really don't cart that much. And then, like I said, like, if I wanted, well, I didn't say this, but if I wanted to get back into karting, it wouldn't be nothing for me to get back into karting. Well, I wouldn't say giving up, but I think I'm just I'm pivoting. I think I'm gonna use that money that I sell my car for and just focus more on sim racing. Because Ace, it's funny. Assetto Corsa has really like reignited my love back for sim racing. It's it's pretty it's pretty rewarding when you get it right. But I think that's gonna be my plans because, like I said, my goal originally was to use karting, to get me closer to racing, like in real life. But the thing about it is, I think I can do that with sim racing as well, and it'll be a little cheaper and a little bit easier on my wallet, right? So I think that would probably be a better bet. If I wanted to race, you know, I can always borrow somebody's cart. And I'm pretty sure I got a couple people that would let me. Yeah, yeah. I know. I do remember you telling me that I'd be an ACC guy. See, low key, I kind of always knew that I'd be an ACC guy. I was just putting it off. But I know next thing that I'm going to buy is R Factor. Once I buy R Factor, I think I'll really be fully in it. When it comes to like the GC classes and stuff like that. But yeah, but I think that's my plan. I think the first thing I'm going to buy. Excuse me. The first thing I'm going to buy is a Fanatec DD, direct drive, the new one that came out, or I might buy a semi cube. The only thing about buying a semi cube is that I won't be able to race like Gran Turismo or anything like that. Not that I have Gran Turismo now, right? But I guess I'm just kind of planning for the future. Because ultimately, everything that I'm doing now, I'm trying to plan for the future. I'm not trying to go into anything kind of blindly or anything like that. But yeah, that's that's the plans going forward. It's just to keep streaming. I'm still kind of working out the kinks when it comes to ACC. I think my computer doesn't really like ACC too much when it comes to streaming because every single time that I stream ACC, it's like extremely choppy. Um, I played with different settings. I think I might need to update my computer, like graphics card or something, to run that Unreal Engine with ACC. But until I get that fixed or whatever, I'll probably just be streaming iRacing and stuff like that. I do have a couple videos um, in the works as far as like iRacing. I recorded some stuff. Yeah, I know. I think I'm just gonna get a new one, and then the computer that I have originally right now that I'm streaming on, I'll probably just use that for my other stuff like Farm Simulator and stuff like that. But but yeah, I do have some other stuff lined up as far as I do have an ACC video that I recorded. It's just me testing for the LFM license test, which I am struggling like hell in that Snitcherton circuit. That circuit is extremely tough. Like I have to average a 150. The closest I've gotten to it is a 151. Like it's extremely hard to get a 150 for me. But I've tried different setups. I've tried it like I'll figure it out. But you know that Snitterton is killing me, man. I just really wanted to get the LFM license so I can do some daily races and like stream that shit. Once my settings are correct and everything like that. But outside of that, man. Um, but yeah, Code Six, since you're in here, man, let me ask you a question, bro. What would be your dream job in motorsports? Just your dream job in motorsports, and we're not talking about being a race car driver. That's too easy. Outside of being a race car driver, what would be your dream job in motorsports? Like, I think, well, I already said it for me. My top one was I would be an engineer, something like Adrian Newey. My second one would be I would be a team boss, and the third one would be a photographer. And my main reasons were for that one for the engineer because it would be more of a lasting effect. With being an engineer, I feel like you would remember me and my designs forever. The second team boss, that's pretty cool. I feel like that would be something that you can take and apply those skills that you learn and excel in there. You can apply that to your life in every facet of life. The third photographer, I feel like that would be the funnest because it would just be fun just to take. There's so many angles of photography within cars, how you can take them. It's just you would just find you would find your, I don't know, you would just find your style so effortlessly because it would just be snap, 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 and eventually your style would just seep through. You know what I'm saying? Oh hell yeah. Yo, what up, Tommy? Man, I appreciate you joining me, bro. Yeah, drone photography would be something interesting. I've seen a lot of people do drone videography with the rally, not the rally. What is it? Drifting. Like they'll have the drones like follow the drifting cars as they're going, and it's pretty cool when you see that. But racing photography would probably be something that I would like to do. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I would move that ahead of Team Boss. Now, if we're talking about like monetary like gain and stuff like that, of course, Team Boss and Engineer would be where it is, but you also have more chances of getting fired if you don't perform, right? You really you're not gonna miss the mark when you're being a photographer, so that's a sure shot, right? You know, yeah, those FPV drones are crazy, man. Yeah, yeah. See, man, see, me and Code Six, we're thinking the same route, man. I would I would like to do the videography, the photography, dealing with the content making sort of thing. That would be like the fun area of that when it comes to motorsports because I feel like you could just I don't know. It seemed like that would be a lot of fun. You could just take that across the board everywhere, and I feel like it would take you all over the world without limitations. Without being shackled to teams and stuff like that. It would take you all across the board. You would see so many different cars. You would meet so many different types of people. I feel like that'd be a fun occupation to be involved in when it comes to that. Yeah. Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys joining me, man. I know this was a little short one, but I needed to get something out. I only had those two topics today. But I promised myself I need to get in and talk with you guys. I'm gonna have way more topics next time, but just be on the lookout with videos. And then we definitely will just get it going. Hell yeah. No, but yeah, go back to Code Six. What you're saying, man. Yeah, you would probably you have a lot more complete creative freedom with being a photographer because the creative freedom that you would have with being an engineer would be kind of limited in a sense. Like I feel like you only have the creative freedom with being an engineer if you were winning. But if you're like on a hoss or something like that, yeah, good luck, man, because that ain't gonna work. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely, Tommy. I'm gonna definitely try to do a rental race or something like that. I'll probably be down there some soon, man. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys joining me. I know it was kind of a short one, but definitely have more topics for next Sunday. And we'll talk about some more things. Probably have some more things lined up to make it more interactive and stuff like that. Bear with me; it's only my second stream. So therefore, we're gonna get it right going the next time. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you want to donate, hit my Streamlabs. The tip is the info's in the description. You can also donate to my PayPal, keitaauto@gmail.com. Make sure you guys follow me here on YouTube if you're not. Follow me on Instagram at keita.auto. Follow me on Keita Auto at Twitch as well as Twitter. Follow me everywhere, Keita Auto. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me. I'll see you on the next stream.